Dear sisters, provincials, Father Provincial, all the delegates of the Generalate, all sisters from the congregation of the Holy Spirit, Dularo Ayo Abaman, Fathergण, सिस्टरगण, उपस्थित सब भाई और बहनमान, और विशेष करके डियर सिस्टर्स सुस्मिता, दीप्ति, प्रेमशिला, विनीता और प्रेमशिला बी, आइज हमरे मान खुशी रिजे प्रभु के धन्यवाद देवा थी हमार ई बहिन मान के लगिन, कारण कि ईमान अपन समर्पित जीवन के समर्पित जीवन के बेस लेके जिलाएं आखिरी आरंभ में, और एखान ईमान हमार माझे उपस्थित हैं ईश्वर के अंतिम बस ईश्वर के हाँ कहे के लगिन और वो हाँ में मजबूत रहे के लगिन उमान यहाँ उपस्थित हैं. So we thank the sisters for coming before us and making their final profession, which is there from their side a sign of humility and faithfulness to the Lord. उमान अपन नम्रता और विश्वस्तता के प्रभु ठीन उमान प्रकट करे लगिन यहाँ आए, और उमान के ई गुण में हमरे मान सहभागी होए और ईश्वर के धन्यवाद देवे लगिन हमरे यहाँ आही. तो आज विशेष करके हमरे हमार इस सुसमाचार में जे लिखल है सुसमाचार के ऊपरे मनन चिंतन कराब और आइज के मिसा बलिदान में बेस लेके भाग लेके हमरे ई सिस्टर मान के लगी विनती कराब. सबसे पहले प्रभु यीशु अपन चेला मान के एक नियम दिलाएं. वो नियम है कि जा इंग्राजी में कहें लव कमांड. लव कमांड के मतलब है कि प्रभु हमरे मान के न्योता देवन जैसन वो अपन आबा के प्यार कर लाएं और अपन आबा यीशु के जैसन प्यार कर लाएं, ओहे लेके हमरे भी एक दूसरे के प्यार करे का है. ये है कि लव कमांड एक नियम कि हमार माझे ईश्वरीय प्रेम, हमार माझे एक दूसरे के प्रति सच्चा प्रेम होवे चाहिए. सेका लगिन कारण कि ये बेसिस है के, बेसिस मतलब ये मूल है के बिना प्यार से, बिना प्रेम से, बिना ऐश्वर्य प्रेम से हमरे मन हमार ख्रिस्तीय जीवन के नी जिए पराब. So therefore the Lord taught his disciples that you must love, and not just love as humans, you must love also the love with the love that comes from us, from the Father and the Son and the Spirit. तो ये दुई ठो लाभ के बीच में एक फर्क है. अब ईश्वर के प्रेम, यीशु मसीह के प्रेम और हमार प्रेम यीशु मसीह और आबा के प्रेम से कमतिया है. कारण कि हमरे जे प्रेम हमरे दिखाती एक दूसरे के प्रति, हमार प्रेम में जो इंग्राजी में कहें कंडीशन आहे, शर्त आहे. राउरे मते मोके प्यार करो और मोय तो के प्यार करबो, ऐसा हमार माझे शर्त या कंडीशन आहे. लेकिन आबा ईश्वर और पुत्र ईश्वर यीशु मसीह के बीच में वो शर्त नहीं आहे. उमान के बीच में सच्चा प्यार आहे, ह्यूमिलिटी के प्यार और ओबीडियंस, आज्ञाकारिता का प्यार आहे. तो आबा और पिता ईश्वर और पुत्र ईश्वर के बीच में जो प्यार आहे वह प्यार से हमरे मान के जिए का है. तो ये है कि लव कमांड. तो ये नियम के, ये आदेश के हमरे मान के हमार जीवन में बिताए का है. तो एखान हमरे सोचा हमरे जीवन में, कम्युनिटी के जीवन में, हमार पारिवारिक जीवन में, हमार कलिसियाई जीवन में हमार माजे कैसन रिश्ता आहे, हमार माजे रिश्ता कैसन आहे, के रकम के रिश्ता हमरे मान हमार माजे हमरे रखा थे. और विशेष करके हमरे मान भी याद करब कि आबा आयो के बीच में रिश्ता हमरे मन जे बारा शादी के संस्कार पाई वो संस्कार के अनुसार हमार जीवन के जिए का है। हमार बीच में प्यार होवे का है, एक दूसरे के प्रति हमरे माफ़ी, एक दूसरे के प्रति हमार आदर, एक दूसरे के प्रति हमार मदद होवे के चाहिए। तो वो है कि हमार आयो और आबा के बीच में प्यार। तो वही लेके सिस्टर मान के बीच में हमरे मान एक कम्युनिटी में जियाती रही, और कम्युनिटी में हमार माझे कैसन एक दूसरे प्रति हमारा सम्मान, एक दूसरे प्रति हमार अच्छा सोचे, एक दूसरे के भलाई लगिन हमरे कैसन विनती करा थी, एक दूसरे के हमरे कैसन माफ़ी देवा थी, और एक दूसरे संगेन कैसे हमरे खुशी रिझा थी, खुशी रिझे हमरे जिया थी। तो ये कि हमार संपर्क संबंध, तो ये संबंध हमार माझे भी, हमार पुरोहित भाई मान के माझे भी होवे चाहिए। तो से लागिन यीशु अपन शिष्य मान के ये आदेश दिलाए कि लव या प्यार है कि हमार ख्रिस्टीय जीवन के मूल, और वो प्यार में रावरे मान के जीवन जिए का है। और दूसरा गोइठ है कि इस प्यार के शुरुआत होवेल जे बेरा हमरे एक दूसरे प्रति नम्रता से हमरे व्यवहार करिल। we need to relate with each other with humility. Humility is the beginning of love, or humility is the beginning of knowing oneself. Unless you are humble before the Lord, humble before each other, we do not know each other. We do not know ourselves. Unless we know ourselves, we cannot love the other. So Jesus, who became obedient, who became humble, who knew the Father knew him, also he knew the disciples, and the disciples were able to understand him. So to have a good relationship with each other, we need to be humble before one another. Oftentimes, we think that I am better than the other person. Okay, psychologically it is good. Always it is good to think that I am better than the other person. But when we think that the other person has better things, better qualities, and I need to humbly acknowledge that, I need to know the other person also has some good qualities which I need to learn from the other person. So the second quality to build up our relationship is to become humble before one another. Humility means to know oneself. Humility means to acknowledge oneself. Humility means to accept the other person. So the love command also includes to be humble. The third one in love command is to be obedient. Obedient, as the Son became obedient to the Father, the Son teaches us also to be obedient to each other and obedient to Father. Obedient to each other normally means what? Often we think that obedience is a negative quality. Why I should become obedient to others? Why I should be under the other? But here, the quality of obedience is to do the will of God. To do the will of God. That is obedience. In our life, if we are entrusted with some mission activities, how are we become obedient to that activity? Or how are we becoming obedient to the will of God? If you are not able to do, you are not obedient. If we do according to our own will, we are disobedient. If we do things according to our own choice, according to our pleasure, if we do things according to our liking, then we are disobedient. We must discern the will of God in order to be obedient. That's why in the Philippians, St. Paul says that Jesus became humble and obeyed. He became like a slave, and so much he became like a slave that he gave up his life on the cross. That is the obedience. Doing the will of God is obeying God's command. The love command also includes that. Humility, obedience, and love. These three are important qualities in a person to do mission work or to become a priest, to live as a consecrated person, and to do God's will in our missionary activities. So that Jesus teaches his disciples to have these qualities. Dear sisters, as you are taking your final profession or making your final profession, we'd like to appreciate that you have taken this step to say the final yes. Once you say the final yes, don't turn back. Don't look back. Not that you are going to leave the congregation, but grow in that yes, forward. Always go forward, saying yes every day. This starting that today you are making your final profession as the first step, and the next step that you are taking, following steps should be always yes. Realizing that the Lord has called you and he has accompanied you, he is with you, he loves you, he has chosen you. With that confidence, now onwards, you must take your next steps with always saying yes to the Lord. Daily saying yes is a call for all of you. As consecrated person, we are called to be joyful. We are called to be joyful. This is the first step of saying yes. When you say yes today, the final commitment, you are saying yes, means first say yes to joy. Say yes to joy, that I remain a joyful person, not joy in the worldly sense. That joy must come from within. Always remain happy within, contented, always satisfied. Don't grumble, don't be sad, don't put on a long face, don't quarrel with others, or don't criticize the others, don't think negatively others. Always be positive and be joyful. So this is the first step of saying yes to the Lord. I am sure you are ready for that. In every moment of your life, even in times of difficulty, trials and troubles, even in times when you feel rejected, not accepted, or even you get a transfer for which you are not satisfied, even in those moments, be filled with the joy of Christ. So that is to say yes. So be filled with the joy of Christ. The second one is being filled with the love of Christ and love of neighbor. That is a second step to say yes, final yes. So this is also an invitation for all of us and for you especially, when you are going to take the final profession, that be filled with the love of Christ and love of our sisters. Now I told you that love that comes from within, that love that is sacrificial, the love that is total commitment to the other, to God. So be filled with love and say yes to God. And now on, continue loving God and loving your sisters. The third step to say yes, final commitment, is to have a friendship with God. To have a friendship with God is with whom you can converse, you can talk, you can communicate, you can share, you can tell the Lord what you are feeling. It's a friendship. Be friends of God. Be friends for each other, towards each other. So friendship is a state of life where you are able to share with the others without anything hiding within yourself. So cultivate to be friends of God and friends to each other. This is a third step to say yes to your in your final profession. The next one is partnership. Partnership is becoming equal with the other. Partnership is sharing the responsibility. Partnership, sharing in the mission of Christ. Partnership is to become a child of God. Partnership is to experience the dignity of your calling and to experience the dignity that the Lord has bestowed on you. So to say yes is to to be in partnership with each other and to be in partnership with God. Share the responsibility happily, joyfully towards the work that the Lord has invited you. So sometimes you may feel grumbling because of the mission. Sometimes you may feel sometimes you may feel lazy. Sometimes you may feel disgusting, hopeless. You may find your work something monotonous. In all these moments, you have to realize that the Lord has called you as a partner to share in His mission. Realize that you are called to share in the mission of Christ. So this is partnership. So when you take the final profession, enter into this new partnership with God. The fifth one is always feel the call within you alive. Don't become dead. Don't think that the call is just an ordinary way of living. Like the other world, in the world people live, we as consecrated people should not live that way. Always live that you are sent out. You are called to be a missionary. You are called to bring good news to the others. You are called to give the love of Jesus to all. So therefore you are sent out. Go out to the people. Meet the others, especially those who are in difficulty, those who are suffering. You are called in a special way to give that message of consolation to the others. The sixth one, you are called to bear fruit. Bear fruit means through your life, through your action, through your relation, through your conversation, you need to produce the fruit of the Spirit, of joy, love, fellowship, of patience and peace to others. So you need to bear much fruit in your life. So when you say that today I am taking the final commitment, it means that you have to go out and bear much fruit. So this is the final profession is not an end in itself. The final profession is a beginning of producing fruit in 100-fold or 50-fold, 60-fold. Then the last one, to say finally yes or to make a final commitment, is to be a living witness. Is to be a living witness. All your life, all your action, all your words must give witness to God. We must be people witnessing to others. Our entire life must be a gospel. Our entire relationship must be a gospel. We need to be people who give witness through our life. So therefore, final yes is a first step. It's a first step to become perfect. The Lord is calling you for perfection. Take steps that will lead you on, and so that you will become strong in your vocation and you will become strong in your commitment and also strong in your missionary zeal. In the first reading we heard from the book of Prophet Isaiah, his promise or his assurance that he is always be with you. He has called you, he has chosen you, he will be with you, don't fear. And he will be there when you are in trouble. He will not allow you to be swept away by water or to be burnt by fire, or he will not allow you to be destroyed. He will be always with you, he has called you and he loves you. With this confidence, we need to take radical steps in life. Final commitment is not a life of security. It's not a life of security. You cannot say now that I am already made finally profess, I will retire, I will live a nice life in the convent. That's not the final profession. Final profession is a life of uncertainty. It's a life of uncertainty. You are entering into a life where you need more and more your relationship to be strengthened, your relationship with God to be strengthened, your relationship with others to be strengthened, your commitment has to be further strengthened. So it is a life of uncertainty. And though congregation may give you certificate that you are full member, you are a full member in the congregation, but the final profession according to your life and calling, it doesn't guarantee that. It guarantees only that when you are faithful to God. When you are faithful to God. In the first reading, one thing the Lord invites the Israelites, unless you become faithful, unless you become obedient, and unless you respond to the mission that is entrusted to you, you will not have the assurance of the Lord. You will not have the assurance of the Lord. You will not have the comfort of the Lord. You will not have the confidence of the Lord. So the final profession is entering into that life where you will be faithful to God. And you will always do the will of God. So it is a journey towards uncertainty. And constantly, daily, you have to perfect yourself according to your vocation. But this is not a calling towards fearfulness. This is not a calling towards darkness. This is a calling towards confidence in the Lord. This is a calling where you put more and more trust in the providential care of the Lord. So therefore, on this day, we pray that you all, those who are taking final profession, may become not only full members of the congregation, but faithful members of the church. Full members of the congregation and faithful members of the church, faithful members of God's community. Remain faithful, become transformed, and be strengthened of faith that the Lord has implanted in you. May God bless you. May God accompany you. May He give you all the grace necessary that you may courageously go ahead and do the will of God, become a living witness, and fulfill the will that the Lord has entrusted on you. May God bless you. May God bless all your good intentions.